So we are discussing about the SAP work process administration part, the first topic, and we are discussing about the some of the regular daily monitoring transaction code like ST22, SM21, system logs, so tables, so users, so all those things we are discussing. So after the background jobs, so we have the message server. After the background job, we have the message server. The transaction code for the message server is SMMS. SMMS is the transaction code for the message server here. So what this message server will do, will perform the load balancing, will perform the load balancing to the respective app server here. Load balancing to the app servers, application servers here, load balancing. So it kind of a manager. So which means in the team, how the manager will manage the load, will distribute the work to among the team members. Same way, here the message server will perform the same here. So, but here we should have more than one application server to achieve the message server will perform the load balancing activities and everything here, right? So, if you have the more than one application server, the what the message server will do, message server will route the request to the respective respective application servers here. So this is the some here from here to here, from here to here. So whatever it may be, which any application server, it will distribute the load here. This is the message server here. It is there in the ASNs. This is the application server, app servers. These all are the app servers here, app application servers, where we have the dispatcher, dialog, and IC-man, so background. So remaining five work process are there. Those are called the application servers. Those are called the app servers here, or PaaS. So it's an application servers here. So what it will happen here? So whenever the user logins, it will connect to the message server. Then message server will check which application server having the less load. It will check which application server having the less load. Then your work will be distributed among the application server. Your work will be distributed to among the application server. It will be distributed here. That's called the message server. Message server load balancing activity here. Here message server will perform. Normally, what we are doing here, we are directly connecting to the app server. Directly application server we are connecting. So if you are the more than two is there, more than one is there, instead of directly connecting to the app server, if you directly connect to if you connect to the via ASCS instance, then what will happen? Message server will distribute your load. Means you are not directly connecting to the single application server. You have the other two are there. If you singly connect it, if other two are available, this is down, your request will be routed to the any one of the app server here, right? Means still you can able to log into the application server here. That's what it will happen in the systems here, right? So here the message server will perform this load balancing activities and everything here. Message server will perform this load balancing activities and everything here. So but message server will work based upon the groups. Message server will work based upon the groups here, groups creation. So means logon group, based upon the logon groups we have to create it here. So in SMLZ transaction code, so we have to create the groups, logon groups we have to create it here. Means, so one group, if you create it, that will point to the multiple application server. So which means, so based upon the groups, the users will log into your SAP server, SAP system. Based upon the group, the users will log into the systems here. That will happen. So SMLZ, we can use the groups. So message server will distribute the load based upon the groups. Then each group, how many application servers are assigned. So your request will be assigned to the respective app server here, the respective application server here. Based upon the groups here, based upon the groups, your request will be assigned here. Based upon the group, your request will be assigned here. So here if you see in the system here, so if you see, suppose let's take the, so our NW1 system here. So just go to the, so user and password. So if you go to the SMLG transaction code here, so here we have the groups. So groups we have to create it here. Groups we have to create it here. Log on the groups here. So suppose like all public users, all the public users should log into the this application server, one application server. Then you need to create the public group here. You need to create the public. So public group we have to create it here. Suppose all US users should log into the, so should log into the this application server. Then you can log into the, you can create the group. So which means if you create the group, this group is pointing to the multiple application servers. Then whoever log in via this group, your request will be forwarded to the, so any one of the application server here, any one of the application server here. So here in SMLG, we can create the group. Also, we can find out the what is the response time of the each application server. So, and also you can see the, so user, how many users are logged into the systems in everything here, right? So what is the response time? Response time you can see here, right? The response time will be changed automatically. It will be changed here. So automatically the response time will be changed here, right? You can see the groups. So based upon the groups, the people will log into the system here. So just to in the SMMS, we can see the status of the message server. What is the port number of the message server? And status is active. So which means message server is active. If the message server is down, then all the application servers goes down. All the application servers goes down here. So that is the very important thing here, right? So message server will work based upon the groups here. So in SMLG, suppose all the, suppose example, take the one scenario. Okay, all the US people are connecting to the your server. You have the two application servers. Here we have one application server. You have the, so in the SMLG you assigned the, so in the US group, in the group you have assigned it to the multiple application server. Here we have only one. So that is the reason only one is showing. If you have the one more, then US group we can assign to the one more application server also we can assign it. That will be possible. So here, so one is we can assign it to the here. That is possible. So here we have the one group that is assigned to the here, right? Two, three application server it is assigned. So the people will connect to the, people will connect to the via groups. Via groups, the people will connect to the app servers, right? Via groups, people will connect to the apps. So message server. So here, if you go to the new connection here, click on the next button here. Here, group server selection here. Group server selection means via message server, you have to connect it here, right? So here, suppose like NW1 groups means via ASCS instance, we are connecting to the NW1 system here, right? So what is the message server here? So KP, so online, right? So then 3601, that is the port number. That one you have to provide it here. That one you need to provide to the here. So then whatever the groups you created, right? So whatever the groups you created, that groups will come to the in the group server list here. Why? Because message server will distribute the load based upon the groups. Message server will distribute the load based upon the groups which you created in the SMLG transaction code here. So this group is pointing to the, so 5 application servers. This group is pointing to the 5 application servers. So if any one of the application server is down, you can able to log into the remaining 4 application servers, right? You can able to log into the remaining application servers here, right? Just click on the next button, then finish it, right? See, you got the groups here, right? So then if you log in, then based upon the group, system will decide. If you have the more app servers are there, the system will decide which application servers you logged in. System will decide that one. System will decide which application server you can log into the system and everything. System will decide that one here. All right. So message server works based upon the group server selection here, right? That you create in the SMLG transaction code, that you create in the SMLG transaction code here. In the SMLG transaction code, we can create it here, right? Number of groups we can create it. Number of groups we can create in the SMLG, the transaction code here. Okay, so that is the group server selection here. So suppose I don't want India people log into the one dedicated application people. Suppose I want, so application server 1, 2, 3. So I want India people, they don't want to log into this application server. I want to restrict. Then what you can do, you can just remove the assignment from remove the group or delete the assignment. So you can do it. Then what will happen? So people won't log in. The US people, they won't log into the they won't log into the server here. US people, they won't log into the server. So then, so that they won't log into the our group server selection. Via group server selection, via message server, they won't log in. Via group server selection, they won't log into the server here, the particular application server. So if you have the one more application server is assigned to this group, if you have the one more application server is assigned to this group, they can able to log into that group here. Now see, I removed the group I removed it. Then when I'm trying to log into the system here, when I'm via groups, then I am unable to log in. But when I'm trying to log into the particular application server, I am able to log in. So because this is the directly you are connecting to the application server. This is for the via groups you are connecting to the groups means message server groups. Message server means SMMS. What is the use of the message server? Load distribution, logon load distribution will happen here, right? Logon load distribution will happen here. Then, so after that, it will do the activities. After that, one logon load distribution will happen. Then, so how the distribution will happen? Based upon the groups. Sometimes what happens due to the heavy load in the system, suppose we want to restrict the all the US people, UK people, public people, then remove the group from the public, then public who are connecting via public group. Suppose like country wise, we will create the groups. All UK people will connect to all the one application server or dedicated application server, all the application servers. So that what will happen? So if you want to something, you want to restrict it, if you remove the groups here, if you remove the assignment here, then what will happen? So India people or US people, there is no groups here. So they won't connect to the our servers. They won't connect to our servers here. Like that, we can so restrict it here. So also we can check the how many users are logging. If we go to the load distribution here, so how many users are logged into the server, then how what is the response time? Is it active or not? So it will clearly give the information here. It will clearly give the information in the system here, right? So that is the message server related details here. Message server related details here, right? So this is the how many users are logged in. So all the information, 10 users, each 10 user, how many transaction codes are opened and so currently live in the system that will be displayed in the SMLG transaction code, right? SMLG is the transaction code to create the groups creation. SMLG is the transaction code is for creation of the groups and all those things here, right? Creation of the groups. And so what we can do, also we can perform the load distribution via groups here. So here what we have to do, we need to click on the create connection. Then here you can see the so message server group server selection, which means so instead of directly connecting to the custom application server, means the client instead of directly giving the work to the your team members, so via manager, so the manager will distribute the load to the so among the application server, among the so members. That is the so here message server will act as a manager managing the load to available application server, available team members, right? So that is the use of the message server here. So if the message server is down, so this all application servers also down. It will not be available. There is no load, right? So here message server means ASCS is very important first of all. So then only so it will distribute the load to the among the application servers. Among the application server, your load, your work will be distributed. Your work will be distributed. That's what it will happen in the systems here, right? So groups. So SMLG, we have to create the groups here. SMLG, we have to create the groups. Then here we need to provide the description. Here we have to provide the description here. Suppose like SAP NW1, so groups creation. Suppose like the description. So SID. Then what is the message server details here, right? So message server details, your message server, where the message server is running, KP online. Then what is the port number? 3601. So instance number, 36 instance number of the our message server details here, our message server details here. So that 36 details we have to provide it here. 36 details we have to provide to the here. Then it will connect it here. It will connect it. So let me show you here. ASCS instance. If it's the application server instance number, you have to give it. If it's the message server, then so the ASCS instance number. Why? Because in the ASCS only your app, if this will run, right? So that's why in the ASCS instance number, you need to provide it here. In the ASCS instance number only, we have to provide the all the details. All the details we have to provide it here, right? I try to open the message server, say PMMC, right? You can see here. Otherwise, directly also it will open in our jump server, right? Yeah, here also it will directly open the jump server. So the based upon this one, it will connect it here. Based upon this one, it will connect it here. So right, it will connect it here. So see here, ASCS is the 01. ASCS is the 01 here, 01 here. So that's why we need to provide the 3601. Then just if you browse the groups will be displayed. So we remove the two groups, then only public group is there. Then just enter the public group, then okay, finish it. Then you are connecting via groups here. You are connecting via groups here. Whenever you click it out, you can able to log into the server. You can able to log into the server here, right? That's what it will happen in the systems here. So now
what is 36?
36 is the message server port number. Okay, the message server port number here. So port numbers we have to give it here, right? Via port. Port means kind of tunnel. Via port that will be connected here, right? So the port number called the 323336. So 32 instance number, 36 instance number. Okay, so add 36 instance number. So DGM. D means dispatcher. G means gateway. M means message server. So this is very, very important in the future sometime. So they may ask you like what is the message server port number, what is the dispatcher port number. So DGM, dispatcher gateway message server, 323633 and 33. So dispatcher, right? Dispatcher and gateway and the message server. So message server here. So these are the port numbers for these 2, 3 process here, right? So remaining process, we don't have any port number. This 3 only we have the port number. It's very important. Commonly, so we may get it out these things here. So that's why the port numbers are very, very important here. The port numbers are very important there. Okay. So like that, we need to create the groups here. So now let's see how to install the additional application server. So now we have only one application server, so we could not able to test the load balancing and everything here. One is down, how it will route the request to the other application servers and etc. Now let's test the so how to install the additional application server, right? Go to the SWPM tool. In the SWPM tool, okay, adding the additional application server also we need to use the so SWPM tool only here, right? Just to launch the SAP INST here and launch the SAP INST here. Just if you open the SAP INST, so it will open the URL in the browser. So that URL we need to open. That URL we have to open. Then we can add the additional application server here. So that what will happen, the load distribution will happen. So you have the two application servers. then we can test it. We can really do the how the message server will distributing. In theoretically, now we know it is routing the request to the via groups also we are connecting via so individual application servers also we are connecting here, right? So which means via groups, message server will distribute the load via groups here. Where to create the groups, logon groups in SMLG, we have to create the groups. So that part we are aware of. But so now let's do the testing of that part here. How to so add the additional application servers here, right? So go to the launch the SWPM tool here. Launch the SWPM tool. Launch the SWPM tool here. So here what you can do. So you can so which user you launched the SWPM tool, then NW1 I launched it, then open the SWPM tool here. Right. So here, if you see here, here you have the go to the same folder, SAP installation folder, then same database, you can select it, right? Installation. In the installation, you see the additional SAP application server instance, right? So instead of normally during the installation time, you use the application server above installation, right? Application server above installation you'll do. So, but here that is the standard. Then after that, additional application server, you want to additionally use the additional application server instance. That time you can use the additional application server here. To install the additional application server, the SWPM software is required. Then kernel files are required. Then path of the profile. The profile path is required here. The profile path is required here. Then so we can run the this tool will run it here, means this will install the additional application server will be installed here, same as like during the installation whatever the inputs we choose, same inputs we have to choose it here, but you are not going to install the new SID here, only on existing system you are adding the new app server. Due to the load you are adding the new app server, you are installing due to the load you are adding the new app servers. So same logs, same way, same we can check it out. So what's happening here? So then same we will get the different parameters, typical or custom. So you can choose the next button here. Then it will ask the profile path name. So where the so your existing system details and everything it will ask us here. Existing system details it will ask now. So then we have to provide the existing system details we have to provide to the here, right? So existing system details means the message server details it will ask us here. Why? Because so every application server always talk to the message server. So why? Because message server will give the instructions to the application servers. So based upon the message server means based upon the ASCS instance, this application servers will act accordingly, right? So that's what here we can do it in the systems. So let's open create the file, execute the step, default mode. So default, collect the component information. So as of now, all the information, right? You can see just info. These all are the information. Something it comes like a error. So then that time, so we need to panic, like what is the errors and why it is the error, all those things. Now system internally it is adding the all those things here, components and checking the things, all those things are happening here, right? So we have NW1 system, then NW1 system in the E drive, we are going to add the additional application server. Additional app server, we are going to add it here. We are going to install it, the additional application server. So that's what we are doing now here. So it will ask the passwords. We have to set the password same. Then, so we don't need exports again. Why? Because just you are not installing the new SAP system, just to adding the, just you are doing the adding. You are just doing the additional addition of new app server. For supporting pillar, you are adding here. Already pillars are there for the, then just you are adding the one more supporting pillar you are adding for the distribution of the load here, right? So that is what we have to do that one here, right? Again, you need to add the passwords. Click on the next button. So we can check it out what's happening in the back end. Three dots are buffering. So, but if you see here, so it is asking the password, asking the password. See here, the execute the step, ask passwords of the component. Yes, passwords we have given. Then, so then what is the next step? Next step is processing here. So it's not there. So next step is the update the context, update the executable files, Unicode. So all those information backend it is taking, right? We can check. That's why the log files are very important. Always monitoring the log files. If the something goes wrong, what is the error message? All those things are, it's a very important. You see, executing the step FQDN. So console. Then what is the task? Set the default. So the logs are updating here. So the next step, set the installation load type, set the load type of the component here. So tasking, the steps automatically it's taking, and some logs are updating here. All those things are so getting updated here, right? So here in the log file, checking the log files, SAP inst.log file is the very important step here, right? So here in the task list, we can see the task. What is the task list is updating here. So it's collecting the inputs from us, right? Then review parameter section. Then all those things it will ask it one by one here. So then here, nothing, the version of the here help page. So see here message server details, database connection, and SAP industry log files here. So all those details it is taking now.
Sir, I have one doubt. Sir,
Yes.
when we are when we are using that T code SMLG, right? In that
Yeah.
we are connecting to that USA. Open that once. I will take. So we have public USA and India, right? In this
Yeah.
logon group.
Yeah.
So if suppose USA is also there, USA public, right? So USA people will also able to connect to that public server, right?
No, they cannot connect it. Why? Because if they are using their logon pad, if they are logon pad, they are using USA something, they cannot connect it.
Mm.
Right? Suppose like, so if the public group they are using, okay, so only via
Mm.
public group only they will connect to, they will enter into the system. But if you remove the, if suppose like USA people, I don't want USA people, I removed it one here, then public also I removed it here. Then if I connect the public group, then we may face the issues, load balancing routine error, which means they will unable to log into the system because of the USA people, they are unable to log in. So whatever the group it is there here, the people like whoever the people they are connecting via public group, they can only use the public group only. They will only connect to the public group, but this group should be exist here. But
Sir,
the
but
people,
how?
Yes.
How the load balancing is happen there? Actually,
Message
not
server,
understand.
message server will take care of that one. You are not going to
Okay,
distribute the
okay,
load
okay.
everything. That's what I'm telling. Message server responsibilities
Mm-hmm.
are perform the load balancing. Message server has
Okay,
instance
okay. It will be automatically, right? We do not have any.
automatically, nothing is manual. Message server. So
Okay, okay,
each
fine,
work
fine.
process in SAP, each
Mm-hmm.
work
Mm-hmm.
process in SAP, it will perform their activities. It will perform their tasks automatically. You no need to instruct that one. You no need to distribute and everything. So our duty is just check in SMMS message server is active or not. That's it. And SMLG, the groups are exist or not. If you want to restrict, we can restrict it. So this kind of things, so we can perform it.
Okay, fine, fine.
So
Understood.
internally it has mechanism actually. So internally as per coding, they will write the coding here like that. We have to distribute like that. So based on that, this script based upon the script, so it will act it. It will act it accordingly here. Suppose like based upon the script, how we are doing, like our responsibility, like your responsibility, your father responsibility. So my father responsibility, how they are acting in a home, in the server also in server means brand new house. In the home also we are the family members. So they will also act
Mm.
accordingly here. So additional application server, right? Additional application server
Mm.
instance number. One more application server is creating. That instance number it is asking. So you can put anything. So then give the passwords, instance numbers, then all the details. Once you give the all the details here, then so let's see what is the next step it is asking. So CA, central instance. So previously we will call it as the DI, dialog instance also here, dialog. So dialog instance here. So nowadays we will call it as the AAS, additional application server. So the words got terminology got changed here. So PAS, primary application server, as, so additional application server, like that the terminology got changed here. The terminology got changed here.
Ravi sir, suppose if we are getting response time is very high, so what we need to do the time?
So if the response time is very high, so we need to check the what the users are doing in that application server, the respective application server. Which means suppose like if you see this applications are response time, okay, so double digits, so four that is fine. If the more than 4 digits means more than that, then there are the more number of users here. So which means response time is very high means server is responding very slowly. Then we need to go to the SM04 or AL08, what the users are doing here exactly. So what the users are doing here, what is the how much memory they are occupied here, right? What are the transaction codes, what they are running, since when they are doing these activities and everything, since 14th, right? Today 15. So since yesterday onwards, they are doing the activities here. So because of that reason, server is getting slow because of server is responding very slowly here. So we need to check with that users or we need to kill the sessions. Why? Users are running the report. Normally, if the more user load is there, it will be very slow. The loads are, if all users are connecting to one application server, then response time is very high here. So that means response time high means, so it's responding very lately. The application server is responding very lately here. Application server is responding very lately here. That's what here it is happening in the system. So we need to check what's happening in the application server. Are there any users are running any reports, any programs in the dialog mode? Normally, the reports are programs. The reports are programs they have to execute in the background mode via jobs. Some users, they if they are not aware of, they will run the reports in the dialog mode. If they run in the dialog mode, what will happen? So your system will get slow. the system will get
Okay.
slow here. So in that case, we need to instruct them. So don't run if any long running things are long data if you are pulling. So why? Because system will become slow. So like that, it will impact the other users as well. Sometimes there is a real load. Real load means they are not running any report, they are working on the system. So it's a real load. Why? Because more number of users are there. That's why. So we need to have the one more application server. We need to have the one more application server. Half percent, 50% other application server will take the load so that both will work simultaneously. That's why we have the load balancing concept. So this work done by the message server. So
Okay.
now see this is getting installed. Once it is installed, then you will get the one more instance here. You will get the one more instance here. You will get the one more instance. So one ASS, two app servers here. So your load will be distributed among the application server. Among the application server, your load will be distributed here. So it will be very quick actually, additional application server. Why? Because it's not going to build the new database, new SID, nothing. Just only adding the installation of the additional app server. So that will be done actually. And also once it is installed, then so when you go to the SM51, the new app server will come into the list here. Here is the only one application server is there here. So when you go to the SM51, one more application server will come to the active status here, right? So then we can SMLG, we can configure the new app server, we can configure it here. A new group, we can assign it here. Suppose like all my public users should connect to this app server. Then one more application server I can add it. One more application server also I can add it. So when the one group, two servers are added, which means so who are connecting via public group, your message server will distribute the load to the either this application server 00 or the newly installed application server that is called the 01. That is newly installed application server that will be done here, right? So the last phase is running here. So some kernel directories are creating it operating system level.
Sir, is there any criteria that how we know that how much additional server we needed?
How much? There is no
Additional server we needed if suppose
no.
I
There is a
have.
criteria means it depends upon the users. If you are the more number of users are there and the activities are there, that depends. That depends upon the load. So we cannot predict like you need only one application server, you need the two application servers. But minimum for the production systems for the live business, minimum two are required. Minimum two. Maximum you can do anything. Suppose like if you take the previous project, we have the 20 application servers are there. Why? Because there is a huge business. They have the huge business. Each and every shopping mall, they have the business actually. So they have products. So even they are from chocolates to higher level products are there. So they are the huge business in all over country wise. So they have 20 application servers like that. So for so which means they are the huge business. No number of users will log in. They will upload the data. They will do the transactions. All those things.
Okay.
So what we have to do, we suppose we may get some performance experience issues and everything. So based on that, okay, load is increasing, load is getting high. So then what we can do, we can get the approval from the customer client. Then saying that so this is the proofs like users are getting load more users are getting here into the systems. So then if you have the one more application server, the load will be distributed, system will be stabilized. Like that, we can tell it. So every week we will get the reports from SAP. So there also it will detect like your application server is having one application server heavy load. Please increase the something EW reports. I kind of some EW analysis. So from SAP we will get it out. Based on that, we will act it.
Okay.
So one application server is down. Can we restart the particular application
Yeah,
server
right. Yeah, we can do that one. Entire full restart. Only one
from
application
from
like
Linux OS, Ravi
yeah,
sir?
Linux also we can do that one using the SAP control command or the stop SAP, the particular application server details. Why? Because whenever any application server is getting installed, it will create the OS level binaries. OS level, some folders, some structures will be created here. So now suppose like application server so is installing, new app server is getting installed. So always OS level there is a file system USR SAP. So here SID. So here you see, so there is a D00 means it is a primary application server, ASS application server folder, then D04 folder, which means now currently 04 instance number is getting installed, right? 04. So that related things like suppose like if you see here, if you go to the SAP NST, so D04 dialog instance is getting installed. So that related things is getting installed, right? So OS level, it will create the some folder structure here. So all the files folders are getting created at operating system level, right? In the here, so you have the some folder structure is getting created. So it's created. So here we can check the logs, all those things. So here by using this D04, D04 means the dialog 04 application server. So 00 means so the first application server 00 01 00 01 here. So which means 00 means this is the 00. This is the 01. Then one more application server 04 will be added here, right after the installation. Right after the installation 04 will be added. So by using this particular instance number we can stop it. We can stop it here. Suppose example, so we want to stop only particular application server in the Linux level, then stop SAP D04, then stop SAP D00, then stop SAP the commands. So space that one you can use it. But if you use the stop SAP all will be down. Yeah, the 10 are there, 10 will be down at a time in that application server, right? So that depends. Command, the usage of the commands and everything here. The file system is getting installed. So the file systems are installing operating system level. See the NW1 D04 is written to the SAP NST.log file. Only this step will take time actually. Remaining steps are so this step will take time. Remaining steps are why? Because now what's happening? The files are getting copied to the operating system level. That will be done. So slowly one by one, it will perform it here. Here you can see the what files are copying, and you can see the files are getting changed here.
Ravi sir, on clarifications, actually, that is one job is running in development quality systems is taking 1 hour. In that the same job is running in productions for taking 2.5, 3 hours, more than 3 hours. What is the reason behind that? Any idea?
Yeah, but what is your analysis that? First
That
you
is,
can correct
yeah,
it.
job log. Actually, I have checked the job log and that steps is running fine. But I checked that some 13 and update database also is fine. Its job is fine. Job is running fine, but it was committed that it's taking more than 3 hours.
So maybe it's committing more than 3 hours means maybe we need to check the database level. What is the issue here? So what is the table that job is getting updated? Whether the table has any index corruption, whether the table has how many records are there. So those things we need to check. Those things we have to so cross check here. How many tables, how many entries all are there. Those things we need to check one by one, one by one. We have to check it out. But because so job is running fine, but only taking the time. Time means updating the entries into the table level, that is taking time, which means so somewhat something wrong with the foreground, or maybe some transports or something has changed in the program, job step program, or job step variant, or no, nothing is changed, no transports are moved. Then database level, what is the table? It is getting updated. So whether the table are how many entries, then so whether the table has the indexes, primary indexes, secondary indexes. So like that, we need to check the all the information and everything here, right? All the information and everything we need to check. So see here, there is a one more application server 04. So 0004. This is coming to the starting mode here, right? This is coming to the starting mode. Why? Because still it's getting starting mode. That's why the starting mode here. So once completely done, it will come to the active status here. Active status here. So SM51. If I recap, we can see the all the active servers details and everything. We can see it here in SM51 transaction code here, right? So that is the one thing. So like SM66, right? SM50, we can see the individual application server related dialog, batch, update, all those things we can see it, right? Suppose I want to check the SM66, right? Global means all the instances related work process. I want to check it out here. Then now it's 0000000. We got it, right? So then only one application server related screen we got it. So I want to know all the application servers. I have the two application servers. I want to know the all the application server details and everything here, right? So in that case, if you check the SM50, SM66 here, you can see so 04 details also we got it. 000004 details also we got it here. So which means all the application server immediately as soon as see here one user started logging to the system, means immediately it will start distributing the load, right? So here in SM66, all the application server means all the instances of the work process overview we can see. If you see SM50, only one app server we can see it here, right? Only one application server related. But if I go SM51, you see it is active. Both are active now. So if you click this one, only this application server related work process are active status here. If you select this one, only this application server work process are active status here. So what means only one is active at a time here. See here, this application server related work process are active status here, right? But I want all in one screen. Then you can go to the SM66. You can see it here, right? All the work process information you can see it here, all the instances, right? So SM04, same as like we discussed SM04, only the particular application server related. So a particular application server related, how many users are logged in, we can check it out. But I want all the user system wide, how many application servers are there, all the application servers are related log files I want to be here, right? Then you can see here. So oh, already one user already logged jumped to the here 001 application server, 04 application server, one user, right? So it's already jumped here, RFC user. So which means the load distribution immediately it will start. It will start it here. And then keep on increasing the equally, it will distribute the load to the 0000 app server and 04 app server as well here. So now only thing is we have to configure is the SM04. So now one more application server is active here. Here I will create the public group here. That group, the public group, I will assign this public group to the one more application server here. All right, one more app server here. So then I can create the US group. Suppose like USA group. That USA group only the USA people want to log in only 04 application server only. They don't want to use the 00 application server 04 only. So you can restrict it like that. You can restrict the that instances. You can restrict the instances here. See here, Here slowly it will start the distributing the load to the this application server as well here 0004 app servers as well here. So now if you log into the via groups you are connecting here, right? If you keep on logging to the system, so let's say few users on this area, few users on that area, we can try to log in. So now via groups only you are connecting, right? So that what will happen, the load distribution will happen. Load distribution will happen among the application servers here. Among the application servers, the load distribution will happen to the happen here, right? So let's see. So just open the few more sessions. So basis one. So you are not connecting to the app servers here. So directly via groups, you are connecting here. Via groups, you are connecting here. Then when you go to the AL08 to check the all the users list here, see here, few sessions are in the 04, few sessions are in the 00, right? So few sessions are in the 04 and 00. So what's happening here? So load distributions are happening, which means the new app server also getting the load here. New app servers also getting the load here, right? New app servers also getting the load from the system, which means so load balancing is working here. Load balance is working here. The distribution, the load distribution is happening in the systems here. So we can find out here in SMLG. So which application servers has how much load, then what is the distribution, how many users are logged in, then so from here how many users are logged in here. Here 9, here 5 users, so total 14 users. Here this application server has this much of response time. This application server has this much of response time. This is newly installed, right? So little bit it will take some time to adjust all those things and everything here. So load distribution is happening here among the application server. The load distribution is happening here, right? So that like that. So people will log in. So only USA people will log into the 0404. Then remaining people will log into the this one here. So public group, who are using the public group, they can log in either this one, they can log in. So we cannot control that one. But so if I don't want to log in all the public user to the 04 group, only 00 they want to use it means, then just remove the assignment, delete the assignment here. Now what will happen? What will happen? Only public users will connect to the only 00 app server based upon the groups. Okay. So that's what you can do that one here. Right now you can test, you can do the testing, whatever you want to do testing here. You have the 2 application servers are there, whatever previously we discussed, everything you can test it. Right. So 66, 64, SM04, AL08, all those things you can test it here. So this is the way, so we can control the load distributions and everything here. Okay, so that's it, guys. So just to practice it, I will connect tomorrow, and we'll see the other transaction codes and everything. Okay, just